Oh, my shit's broken. Welcome back to another episode of Critical Affection, where we affectionately criticize the pop culture that we love. And I am here today, and it is cold as balls here. So I don't even care that I'm not professional looking or like I ever am. So I'm here today, your host, Sarah, and with me is Amanda and Brian, as per the usual. And becoming per the usual, Fred's becoming usual.
I was just delegated a responsibility, you know. Now I'm doing a quiz, so I think I'm family now.
Yeah,
Not today.
yeah.
2 weeks.
Like,
2 weeks.
Got
Yeah.
suckered in.
I don't know. Yeah, but I and then like butthole here. Yeah. Causing trouble. Okay, now he's like, oh, he's offended. He's gonna leave. So today, I guess more prescient topic than we'd like.
Mhm.
We're talking about Rustin, and I told somebody earlier that I watched Rustin over the weekend. They're like, what the hell is Rustin? And I was like, you should probably Google it. Kind of an important dude. I didn't realize how important he was until I watched this movie. And yeah, in light of the current situation, yeah. So, I don't. Oh, you know what? Before we go any farther, go do the thing. Go follow Daybot. Let's get that over with because it feels weird talking about that before we talk about this stuff. We are launching not tomorrow, but next Tuesday. Is that the 3rd? It's the 3rd, I think. So we're launching soon, and we got some good stuff. And Fred's read it. Amanda and Brian have had the opportunity to read it. I don't know if they have yet.
I read the first issue, yeah.
You read the
I
first
loved
one?
it. Although I will say it would be very hard once we get talking about Rustin to segue over to Datebox.
Yeah. That's
Exactly. So yeah, we'll just get that out of the way now. I am excited about Date Boss. I'm excited for where it's going, and I am really excited to get to expand the universe and see that grin on Fred's face. That's because I already tapped him to write a story, and it's gonna be a good one. I already know it's gonna be a good one.
I'm very excited to play in this world. I was a huge fan of Datebots, and I really delved into it deep. So I can't wait to play around it. And I every time you talk about where it's going, I'm tantalized. I'm ready.
Yeah, I am. So the main storyline obviously is going in one very specific direction, but this world is just a fun one to go play in, and I'm excited to do that. I bet if I talked to Amanda and Brian that they would have some ideas for some stories, and I know you do, and I know I do.
I got some ideas.
I got plans
Rattling around up in here.
Oh yeah.
and I got some the things just the four of us are so I don't even have to. I have no idea what Amanda and Brian are thinking about, but I know it is so starkly different. so absolutely different from where the main storyline's going. So it'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting. Yeah. So everybody go follow that. It's got pretty artwork.
Yes, it does.
It's got a good flowy story. It's got no dog. It doesn't have that. I don't know what he said. I don't speak dog.
Oh, wow.
No, he's very enthused. He loves Datebots.
Excellent. Good. We'll see him on the list of the first day backers then.
He will.
Okay. Yeah, so go follow that. And now we're gonna talk about Rustin. This movie, this was a Netflix movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's obviously where you're gonna go find it to watch. Mostly, I don't think I'd heard of any of the cast. I think that was the first time I'd ever seen most of them. I think there was
Chris
one
Rock.
person. Yeah, Chris Rock. Yep, he's the only one that I honestly did not immediately recognize him. There was one point where he raises his voice and he then it's like, oh, that's Chris Rock.
Not his usual.
But
role.
I was not expecting that from him. He can do a serious guy, I guess.
Right?
Sort of. So, and he was like a very serious dude in this movie. And I looked up some lore. Amanda, I know you looked up some lore.
Mm-hmm.
We got stuff. Are you fucking with things?
A little bit. My
Ruin with the
controls are
control.
being really naughty today.
I
I got booted out during the theme song. That's why when we came back, I was like, "Oh, what's going on?"
I did hear that makes that little bloop noise, so I heard that and I was like, oh, somebody got kicked. And Restream's very slow today, but other than that, seems like it's working normally.
I can't see the chat.
Oh,
So
That's not good.
if somebody else wants to
that's
highlight those
something. Yeah.
messages,
Well, so far we
I
don't
cannot.
have any comments, so I will keep an eye. What are our opening thoughts on this movie? How did we like? Did we like it? Did we dislike it? What do we think? You wanna go, Fred?
Sure. I actually
There we
saw
go.
this a couple years ago when it was Coleman Domingo was nominated for Best Actor. So I sought this one out. I really liked it a lot. I have some, some issues, because this is critical affection. Some criticisms with the technical of it. Largely it's like pet peeves about with how historical movies are sometimes made.
True. Yep.
For example, I would have preferred this movie to have a more filmy look than it does, because especially at the end when you kind of have these montages of pristine 4K shot footage and stock footage, real footage, it's kind of disorienting. And I think if you were able to bridge that gap a little more, it would have felt a little more lived in. But that's, again, I'm getting to the critical nitpicky stuff ahead of saying what I like. Overall, I love the movie, right? What I especially like about it is the way it balances his blackness and his homosexuality, right? Because it's I know Amanda's a Kevin Smith fan, right? And in Chasing Amy, there is a nugget of wisdom that one of the characters, the black gay character, says, where he's talking about being a minority within a minority. And that's, kind of one of the core struggles that he deals with here. It's almost one of my favorite, quotes, showbiz quotes, is the Ginger Rogers about being a female in show business is doing what the men have to do, but backwards and in heels, right? Mm-hmm. He has to do all of that and everything that a black man is asked to do, and that on top of being gay and struggling with his, not struggling with his sexuality, but struggling how to live with his sexuality. I mean, there's a scene in that movie that's shocking, and it's where he's spoiler alert, he and a lover are going to go meet at a bar, and the bar is raided moments before they got there. His whole life was changed by the decision to change his shirt or throw on an extra cologne or whatever it took, So it just puts what a fine point on how hard it is to how hard his task was on top of what everybody else does, and to put himself out there in that way. It's just it's a hard struggle on top of a struggle that he goes through, and I like the way that this movie was done. And sneaky good performance too by Coleman Domingo. I don't remember what he was up against that year, but it's to play that flamboyant and not become caricature-y and still be grounded. It's a good performance, really good.
Mm-hmm. Definitely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Brian,
yeah, I loved it. Very strong.
Yeah, Brian, what do you think?
I really liked it. Biopics are not my usual scene, and I was really surprised by how much I like this one. I think they leverage what makes a good movie good and put that into the biopic instead of being like, oh, we gotta, preserve this and that, and then biopics they do this thing where they drag a thing out or really beat home one point, or they don't make it fun, or they make it less entertaining. And this, I think, did a good job of being a good movie, as well as having historical relevance. So
Mhm.
strong proof. I was surprised by how much I like it. Amanda,
I just sneezed into the cat. It's okay.
All right.
your antimicrobial,
Kitty
right?
Kleenex.
It
All right.
makes sense because because of him, that's why I sneezed, because I have 4 pounds of cat hair up my nose right now. So
That tracks.
it's fine. It's fine.
This is
It's
all
just-
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll wipe the boogers off later. It'll be fine.
It's okay.
It's a different kind of hairball.
Okay, Amanda. What do you think?
I liked this movie. I think it's a good movie. The they paced it well, because this is a movie that's about an organizer. It's a black man, a gay man, pacifist. This is not the same as trying to do a movie about the firebrand that's at the front. And so their approach was still more fast-paced than I was initially thinking it would be, which I thought was great. They bust you right into the friendship, the strain, things happen. Now we're making the march and kind of taking you into the historical world building, which is tough because they're trying to pull in both historical figures and the unnamed, unknown organizers and supporters. That is where it is actually his wheelhouse. And so I thought they did a really good job of highlighting that point. It's yes, we know the famous people are there, they get their spotlights, but we're seeing everybody else, which is what Rustin was all about. So I thought that worked really well. I also thought I just kept coming back to the fact that this kind of organizing and nonviolent activism is severely, regrettably still relevant. And especially with the events lately, that you just look at it and you go, yep, that's something we all should know about and understand the history and appreciate the people who've come before us. And yep, this movie does that.
Yep.
One of the things that if I can just say real quick, that I like that the movie kind of alluded to twice is the work that goes into, or really the struggle of nonviolent protest, right? Like the opening images of them being, verbally abused and stuff. And then you see it a bit with the way that they're drilling into the cops on how to behave nonviolently and go against their character and stuff. And it's they spent, the people that initially began that nonviolent movie, I saw a documentary, they spent months, weeks and months conditioning themselves so that when the moment came that they can do it. And they were met with horrible beatings nonetheless and stuff, and they still, the fact that they were able to do that is just a crazy amount of willpower that Batman would be holy shit.
Absolutely. And it's impressive how well he also transmitted the techniques, or I should say they did, to the marshals, who that was 2,000 odd firefighters and police who are not trained to be nonviolent, and they, through a matter of just a few weeks, managed to get them to a point where they were the enforcers of nonviolent direction, protection at an event. And so that kind of talent and dedication is impressive.
Yeah, for sure. I like the movie too. I mean, general consensus here seems to be that we like this movie. It kind of dove into it so fast that I immediately got lost and had to refine myself. But it kind of felt like that. I wanted to criticize that, but I felt like that was kind of on purpose.
Yeah.
And that was a choice that they made. And I thought, after I got back into okay, I know what's going on again. It felt like that made sense. Second, third, fourth, the amazing performances. What else? yeah, there was so much like that. It was a fairly accurate movie, and there was so much about it that I had no idea. I mean, like, they didn't, like, that March on Washington is a big damn deal, and I didn't learn about that until I was well out of high school. Like, we should be learning about that shit in high school, and we did not. I did not. And I can only imagine how bad it is in less liberal areas, because, not that we're in a crazy liberal area here, but, like we actually learned the, you know, like, the reasons for the unrest that we did get taught about, and they were like the real reasons. So to not get taught about something that was such a big deal. We got taught about Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech. Did I ever get told where that speech was delivered? No, not
or
really.
any sort of context around it? Not really. It's just, oh hey,
Right?
he wants racism to end. Hooray!
And that's literally the only words that people know from that speech too, is "I have a dream." Like, that's what's the dream about, you guys?
Well, that's the next line, though.
Yeah.
It's just
kids in the
the kids and the character, but not the color of your skin. Yeah, like
yeah.
but we hardly learned anything about that, and it's the whole thing. Like, yeah, sure, Martin Luther King gave this amazing speech, but like, so did a bunch of other people, and like a bunch of people whose names we will never know.
Yeah.
Sir, you are stepping on my keyboard again.
And
So many people whose names we will never know were a part of that, and the only reason that we ever learned Rustin's name is because they made a movie about him. And you maybe never would have known that if he hadn't been nominated for so many freaking awards too.
oh yeah, he was definitely an uncovered civil rights activist hero that
Yes,
was
very much.
brought,
So.
and they had buried it
Before his
somewhat because of
time,
the
too.
homosexuality. Like,
Right? Yeah.
in
That's
other places, and if you are black, then you probably have been exposed to more of the history just organically.
yes.
But yeah, when in most of the predominantly white schools, it's just that one unit on Martin Luther King and, civil rights, and then off you go.
Yeah, and then we were all taught like, oh, this is how it used to be, and it's not that way anymore. Everything's fine now. It's like,
Yep.
and I believed it for a long damn time, and everything is not fine.
Everything is not fine. I think one of the worst ones is when they were teaching us to not see color, because it sounds, oh yeah, of course we would want to treat each other exactly the same, and like we would want to be treated. That makes perfect sense. But no, that means you're not seeing the problems and pains and obstacles for other people.
Yeah.
And so it was a horrible thing to teach us.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like, it's a lovely idea in theory, but it cannot work until we actually are totally equal. Like, then it won't matter, maybe. And I don't think I'll see that in my lifetime, but weirder things have happened.
I also like how they talk about it in a distancing way. It's like, oh, the civil rights stuff back then. But Ruby Bridges, the little girl who was, in the first shots, trying to go to school, she's still alive, and she's still an activist. And it wasn't that far away and long ago. Like it's still very much with us, and something we should still be.
Several
actively.
of these people are still alive. Yeah,
so many. Many.
Yeah, Bayard Rustin, he died. I was alive when he died. Like he died in 1987, and I don't know. I don't know if all of us were alive. I don't know how old you guys are, but I know I was alive.
I was.
Yeah, that's how recent that shit was. Like he was.
Yeah.
He died of appendicitis too. Doesn't that feel like a really anticlimactic ending for such an important dude? Appendicitis.
Well, I think
Probably lived to
considering
be 150 if he had.
Well, we can go into medical racism if you want, and what that might.
I think we need to save that for a different show.
Fair enough.
Although
we can tie that
I
to?
can think of
Yes.
3 movies right off the top of my head.
Yep.
Immediately that would be great for that topic, because that's a fucked up topic too.
Oh yeah.
It's super fucked up. So okay, what do we like about this movie? Whoever wants to jump in first.
The casting.
Definitely casting.
The way he was able to portray a boombastic character like that so well without like was said, that he didn't become a caricature.
Yes.
It was incredible.
The prosthetic that he wore for his teeth too, like
Mhm.
it just felt like he's got a messed up tooth. And then they get into it a little bit and you're like, oh, he's got a messed up tooth because he got his face kicked in by a bunch of cops.
How did they achieve that, by the way?
Oh my god. Okay. So he said they were going to try and do some green screen magic as well as a prosthetic. And they ended up not doing the green screen stuff because it was so distracting for his his co-stars. And this is all from is what's his name? Colson Domingo?
Yeah, Coleman.
Okay, yeah. Coleman Domingo, yeah. This is him saying it because I read an interview he did. So he said they ended up just doing the prosthetic and then they did a little bit of post with some CGI. And he said it turned out amazing. Cause I was like, how did they do that? Cause like when you see it from very specific angles, I was like, okay, that must be a prosthetic. His teeth are coming out too far, or like that piece of gum looks weird. It was very specific angles in a couple of shots that I noticed. And I was like, I don't think those are really his teeth. And, so then of course I had to go Google him and see if that was actually his teeth, and that's not. And yeah, it's like, how cool was that? Like, he said it was amazing the job that the CGI team did because there were points where he saw his tongue through the prosthetic, and it's like, that's how good of a job, that's how much detail they put into it, which was amazing. And I don't think that they brought enough attention to the fact that the reason that his teeth were messed up is because he got very brutally assaulted by a bunch of cops because he didn't want to sit in the back of a bus. Like, he was peacefully protesting, and he kept saying in such a calm voice too. Like, I was like, is that how the actual man did that? Like, did he actually was like very calmly said, I'm not resisting, and the cops dragged him off the bus and beat the ever-loving hell out of him?
Yes, it is. Coleman did a deep dive on Rustin and like tried to adopt mannerisms and like found a lot of core commonality in some ways with him, and was absolutely trying to be as true and authentic to the character as possible.
Well done.
And he did an excellent job. I mean, I hope he did, and I hope that that's what I can think of when I think of who this guy was, because there's not that much actual footage of him out there. Like, he was very much a behind the scenes kind of guy, especially at the point where he became prominent. And then like it was the 50s and the 60s. We didn't have cell phones that we could just videotape people all the time. Right. Videotape people, record people. Oh, videotape. What's a videotape? So that was pretty interesting too. Is like this. It's great that we can count on this to be a faithful representation, and it's really cool that the actor himself went and did this effort. The actors don't have to do that. That's not their job to find out. Their job is just to act the way that the producers and the directors tell them to. But it's really cool that so many of them will go out of their way to figure out, especially with these semi-autobiographical things. And it's not really even a semi-autobiographical thing. It's just they embellished a few points here and there for dramatic purposes, and that's it. Like, it's pretty true. Or pretty accurate, I should say. So, yeah, it's really cool. Anything else we liked? Amanda, what did you like? Like, specific things?
I liked that part of the reason that the characters seemed authentic was that Black gay men were in charge of large parts of production and writing and acting. And so they brought that identity across in a way that didn't seem forced or stereotyped or like over the top. And it wasn't making him all good or all bad or a sexless organizer or a sex pot who couldn't get anything done. It made him a real person. And that's what they were aiming for. And I think they achieved it as a result. And that's lovely to see. Sometimes when the people are trying to bring you into the world, they will overcorrect, especially in biographies. They want you to see that this was the most amazing person ever with a tiny flaw. And
cough, Reagan cough.
Right.
That movie.
Yeah. But here he's more of a full person who's sleeping with a married man when he shouldn't and knows it, but still is, pursuing it. And yeah, just like gets some body hits for all of the things that are happening in his life, and it's not easy street, but it's not the hard knock life, pain porn all the time about his life. He was a person, a full person.
Yeah. I found it interesting that in 2026 it really blows my mind, but it wasn't that big. It wasn't that surprising if you were talking about 1963. The thing that they had to release to smear this guy was the fact that he was a homosexual.
Yes.
Like that like I kept going like that's it, but like it's 2026. Yeah, that's it. In 2026 you go ahead and tell anybody that you're gay and they don't care. But back then it was a huge deal, and that made you less of a person too. So like, yeah, that minority within a minority thing, like that was crazy to me.
And people do still care. I mean, it's like, I mean, it is. I mean, it's much better now. But I mean, there are some people that still like. It's not like.
Oh yeah, yeah. You absolutely get disowned, and you can't go have a political career in some places, and it's still very much stigmatized in a lot of ways. But there is a lot more acceptance, which is amazing. I thought it was just fascinating that it was showing him as an openly gay man back then. That was the real rarity.
I was shocked at that, but like, and that made me wonder, why was the arrest for indecency such a big deal? If everybody knew he was gay, why was that?
Because that's an open secret. You know they're gay, but you don't put that out there in public.
If I may, I wanted to recommend a companion piece to this that I actually watched alongside this today. If you get a chance, check out a documentary called MLK/FBI. It's about how the FBI, over the course of his life, investigated Martin Luther King, initially for the same reason they investigate everybody, but over time it was to build a case to discredit him. Because he, had a lot of affairs, cheated on his wife a lot. And the fear that J. Edgar, used a lot was the term Black Messiah, and that he was afraid that somebody was going to accrue so much power that they would be a threat to the white standard. So they wanted to have like a file on him to discredit him. So they heavily surveillance the hell out of him. And not only that, they sent the proof out to newspaper outlets and all these people, and nobody would publish it. Nobody would touch it. It was like, Amanda said, that's a good way to put it. It was like a known secret, right? Like people, like it was out there, but nobody would publish it because it was like too sordid and scandalous and, that type of thing. So, they say like for the last years of his life, like he was so busy that it wasn't all he thought about, but that was always in the back of his mind that sooner or later somebody's going to have interest in it, and it would be used to discredit him and take him apart, especially later when he started caring more about all poor people and not just Black people. But it's a really interesting movie. I mean, it's, and apparently the files are going to could be released as soon as like February 2027. So, so whether or not they will be, who knows? But it's a fascinating documentary, and again, just shows like how even then, like these people that were doing great things were like a real threat to power, and something that they felt like they needed a red button on in case things got out of their control.
Yeah. Didn't the FBI try to subtly get Martin Luther King to kill himself too? Like they kept suggesting like you need to do the right thing or something. Like I read that somewhere, and I don't know. I feel like that's probably true, but I never verified it.
It is in the documentary. Actually, there was an FBI agent that wrote a letter to him, trying to sound. He's so like attention upset today.
He wants to be on stream.
He has a lot to say on the topic. Come here, I'll pick you up. But they did. They had an FBI agent.
This is a friendly show. It's fine.
They had an FBI agent write him a letter saying that, we know and we're going to release it, and you're a disgrace to your race and your people. And they tried to make it sound like it was a disenfranchised young Black man that was hurt by his letdown. Yeah, because white
people never cheat on their wives, right?
J. Edgar Hoover never cheated on anybody, right? He was very straight and narrow.
It doesn't count if they're under 18.
And like that's the thing is like that's one of the things that J. Edgar Hoover was like. It was such a dirty secret was that he was a cross-dresser, and it's like So again, I know it was a huge deal back in the time. Like that's a thing that I need to keep remembering. Is like I need to remember to view these stories through the lens of their time, because like I'm sitting here going, I know it was the 60s, but why did it matter that he was gay? And like, and you know, same again with J. Edgar Hoover's like, I know he's such a terrible person for so many other reasons. We don't need to focus on the cross-dressing. Who cares that he wore women's clothes? So many other bad things about him. Yeah. And as far as like good things about this movie, I think that you guys all kind of got it for me. Like the performances were great. The prosthetic thing, that one's really sticks in my mind. It's like that was such a small detail that they could have easily skipped, but they didn't.
Or they could have done it poorly, or just kind of half-assed. But
yeah,
no,
the actor said it was a very big deal that he include that. He was like, even though it cost, he had to spend like an extra 3 hours in the makeup chair for that prosthetic, and that he had to learn how to talk with that thing because like Bayard Rustin was a very eloquent speaker, and I was like, that was not just florid prose for the sake of the movie. Like that's, if you look at the shit that he said that he's been recorded as saying, like that's the way he really talked. Yep. And so for him to have to learn to talk with that thing and then like say all these big words and shit too, and then in his he had a almost lyrical way of saying things. Like he was almost spoke in poetic, you know, like what's the word? I keep thinking of iambic pentameter and like that's not it. But you know, like he was almost like he was singing. It was just, he had a rhythm to his cadence.
Lyrical.
And yeah, it was imagine doing that with like, I was like, I used to have braces when I was a kid, and like I was not that great with just braces, and that's way easier than a whole ass prosthetic covering up my teeth.
I learned to talk with vampire fangs. I was that kid.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
There's a story there.
Not as exciting as you might hope.
Yeah. Still though.
I know enough about you that I'm like, it was probably some engineering thing that he was trying to figure out. It's fine.
High school Brian was a weird little dude.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. That track's pretty strong.
I'm not shy about it.
So, what didn't we like about this movie? I mean, there was stuff.
So I'm going to contradict what Fred said earlier when they integrated the clips of what went down. I thought that was more powerful because it was juxtaposed to the very crisp 4K recording. And it made the whole movie feel like, okay, you know, this is, you know, we're stepping back in time. And then those served as a stark reminder of this happened. 250,000 people showed up. Like, it was a real thing. It wasn't.
Imagine with all the resources that we have today that we could organize something that big. And like, I know we have over many cities, but like, imagine with the resources that they had then.
Mm-hmm.
They had landline phones and letters. There was no internet. Yeah, there was nothing.
So much more impressive. And it's still the biggest to date.
And like we can't get I can't get like 5 friends together for a fucking game night. Like and they got 250,000 people to show up all on the same day. That's insane.
Right? Impressive.
It's wild. Yeah, seeing that in real life was further point is I wish, like, it's a biopic, it's not a documentary, but I think during the credits, I wish they would have showed some of the interviews they did. His partner's still alive. Yeah. So, like, they could have interviewed the little girl who started off, who's still an activist, and just showing clips of them saying one nice thing, or just, you know, saying something pithy and memorable, or just, you know, see that remembrance in their eyes of like, yes, I knew Rustin. Like, that would have been sick.
Especially since he was an activist up until the end. There was more story that they could have just did little vignettes and homages.
Oh yeah, this is
interestingly
8 weeks of his life.
He went a little neoconservatism angle toward the end of his life, to where he got praised by Reagan, and I went looking for more information on that because
Woo!
I'm like, the story there.
Right.
Because, I mean, the Republican Party as we know it today is a completely different beast than what it was in the 70s and 80s. But you can see the foundation of what we have now in all that shit too. So I am very curious about what about Rustin made Reagan think that he was a hell of a guy. I'm very curious about that. And it kind of was like, oh, so maybe there is this actual legit thing to be critical of about this guy. Because like, being conservative does not mean that you're like, it didn't mean then what it means now. And I have a a very strong knee-jerk reaction when somebody says they're conservative now. And it's sometimes it's a completely fair, justified reaction, but not always.
I mean, they are now as they have always been. They're just more open about it now.
And they're good. It's much more sophisticated now too. Like and yet at the same time, so much less sophisticated. Because that's a very loaded word, I think, now that I've said it out loud.
It always was.
True.
Maybe a different flavor? I don't know.
It's definitely
when you're waiting
evolved
through
in several ways.
Current times.
Yeah, I don't like when people trace the lines between Reagan and now, and you see how strong they are. Like,
yeah,
they were always there.
Yeah, and go ahead, Fred.
Well, I was going to say it's not, I don't think it's like so much as a straight line, so much as one of my favorite quotes about politics that I've always heard is that the pendulum always swings back further the other way. So like it's not like that like things went like straight to Reagan. It's like things went from Reagan to Bush. I mean, really, I personally think it all kind of really starts to devolve with red state, blue state, and Gore and Bush. You go from Bush, who was not really considered especially intellectual, to and kind of a
Wait, which Bush?
W.
Because G-Dubs was in there somewhere too.
Yeah. I'm saying like
H-Dubs, not G-Dubs.
You go with W, who's kind of like was considered kind of like a Texas idiot. Then you swing back the other way, you get a black intellectual. Then you swing back the other way, you get the farthest thing from a black intellectual that you could imagine. Then the temperature goes up. You get Grandpa to slow down the car. Then Grandpa sputters out, and then you go back to what it just seems to be this kind of like grand, tit for tat, and it's just it to me. It's just it's like the pressure just doesn't seem to ever be released. It just seems to build and build, and sucks to be where we are now. Because like it's not so much like the ideology or whatever. It's just it's the same thing. It's just repackaged and represented differently. Like it's the same types of other people. It's just repackaged in how it's done. And thanks to social media, it's sold to us the way that Coca-Cola gives us diabetes. So
AOC 2028.
That's going to swing it back further the other way, and God knows what comes next.
Y'all, she is going to be the president someday, and there's nothing you can do about it, so you might as well embrace the thought.
I'm not against it. I like her. I would rather... I like Buttigieg. That's my guy. No?
I'm not... I'll take Buttigieg over, like, what we got now.
I think Buttigieg kind of calms
the... You know what? I would...
a little bit, but...
I would take Arnold Schwarzenegger over what we have now. Like he's not even allowed to be president.
No.
No. I
would take Edward Furlong.
I mean, like, I'm not anti.
All right. So what else don't we like about the movie?
I'm kind of ambivalent. Fred was anti legit clips with movie mixing there, and Brian is pro, and I'm kind of like, I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. It was cool that it was in there, but if they hadn't done it, it would have been fine with me. But it was cool to see them, because you don't like where can you go and just see that stuff? It's hard to find without digging.
Oh, that's interesting.
But it was right there. I'm kind of ambivalent on that.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of all of everyone's opinion on that, where I liked seeing it, but I think they could have done it better. And that
for sure.
like at that point, we were sort of craving some authenticity of what was happening back then, and so being able to see the actual events and not just the actors portraying it was great. I think that they should have absolutely maybe morphed it from being the high res into our actors looking gritty, and then you know slid into the historical footage. I think that transition could have been smoother, and that would have brought us to it faster.
Yeah.
And
Maybe that would
been
have
nice.
made Fred like it more, because like, yeah.
I just had some trouble with the inconsistency of it, and like to Brian's point, like it's what I didn't like about it, and it was just that I felt like from like the it felt like they were cheating a little bit, right? Like that they were like they did the they would do like a close shot manageable of like 100 to 1,000 extras or whatever it was, and then they would do like 250,000 live shot. There was one or two shots that I thought where I was like, wow, they did, like I think one in particular where they're behind Martin Luther King and you're looking out and it looked legitimately real, like no CG tricks or anything like that. Like that impressed me, but it was, for me, it kind of felt like okay, let's use the good footage for the wide shot so we don't have to get 250,000 people. But
that could have been a budget thing too.
And also how much of the footage that was being shown it would resonate with people because it was so well known back in the day and ongoing.
Yeah. And the other, there was, I lost my train of thought. There was another little thing to go with that, but forget it. It wasn't a very good train.
Yeah. I'll also put out there that women kind of got short shrifted in the movie. It was mentioned by the one woman who was helping bring in the organized religion leaders that like, where are the women? Where are the women? And they never answered, and they never fixed it.
Yes.
Right into the rug, Ella.
I was like, she was bringing it up multiple times, and then it just stayed
They were
unresolved.
like,
You're absolutely right. On to number 7.
And like Coretta Scott King was an activist and was active and did a whole lot. And they were just like, look, she can sing.
Yeah. And they just made her a housewife with a good voice.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of sucked because she's still alive and she's been doing this shit this whole time. All of this stuff. And she wasn't just she was a wife and she was a mother.
Absolutely.
And she did keep the house, but like that's not the only thing she did. And they could have, they could have put as much focus on her as they did on Martin. And
especially since they were supposed to be both friends with him, Rustin.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they both were like, she invited Rustin into their house when Martin was nowhere to be found, which meant she trusted him, because you don't fucking do that if you don't have, if you don't feel secure, you don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's super, super annoying that because they did. That's why I was like, oh, they showed that one woman, I can't remember who it was, singing a song.
Oh, no. Yes.
Yeah. During the march proper, the speeches and stuff. And like, that was supposed to be our resolution to that very valid point that had been brought up multiple times.
Yeah, and they did show quite a number of women doing the actual organizing labor, which is accurate. But then for anything further or having them be something besides a quick name we hear, no, we didn't get to learn more about them.
Yeah. And I bet there were so many women who helped organize that.
Oh yeah.
And they like totally lost their identities too, because they pointed out that they were using the same name to answer the phones to make it easy for people. And I was like, that's fucking clever. But also that meant that these women's names might have, like, there's probably so many women who got completely forgotten by history because like that's background work. And like, we didn't even know Rustin. We didn't even know Bayard Rustin. And now, like, they've made a movie about him, but like, what about all those other people who were integral to this movement?
I have one more slight complaint or nitpick. I wish those flashbacks of the violence that he went through were just extended a little bit more. Not because I'm a sadist or anything like that, but I think it would have like hammered home again, like what they went through. Like, he was, like you said, he was disfigured by what they did to him. like to actually see that blow and to see that whatever. It was all done very safely, and I think it would have helped me, help an audience just be like, shit, this was gnarly.
I struggled with this because I also was like, we could have seen more detail, a little bit more to Sarah's point, like, why is this a problem? Like, go a little deeper on those pieces. But at the same time, that's almost re-traumatizing the Black audience, and that's not okay.
That's
So
true.
I ended up on the side of no, we got enough detail. If you want to know more, please go learn more. They've definitely given us tasters for checking out the people that we aren't familiar with and some of the situations and go do it. But yeah, it on the one hand, yes, it would perhaps be a little more drive it home poignant, but we've seen so much of it, and exclusively that it's I think their point was to, again, make him more of a full person and not just someone who got beat up a lot and, the downtrodden person. So,
Yeah, like I said, it was just like a little bit more, just me personally. And
yeah,
the only reason I would argue for that is because I think you get people that could be desensitized to stuff like that. And what film does better than like most stuff is, like, if you see something on the news, like, it's easier to like turn, like, I mean, especially if it's somebody that you on label disagree with, it's able to like tune them out and be like, oh, I don't believe they don't deserve it, or I'm sorry, they may have deserved it, or they may be at fault, or whatever the case may be. I think when you're doing a movie and you have an audience that's with you for 2 hours and with a character, showing that violence in that situation makes it personal in a way that they might carry out into their like day-to-day life. So, but again, just my personal taste, not a slight against the movie, because like the scenes are still there and they still grab you into the character's journey in the way that last week's, I forget what it was, but the story didn't have that scene. So
yeah.
I don't remember what we did last week either.
Event Horizon.
Event Horizon.
There it is.
No decent character.
Ooh.
I don't know where I stand on this point. I think I got to think about, do I want to see more of the horrible shit that happened to these people, or did I get enough of it? It doesn't, there's the argument that is made for not teaching Black history in schools now, is that it would make white kids uncomfortable, which is a terrible argument, for one.
They
And
should
for
be
two,
highly uncomfortable.
that doesn't make me uncomfortable to be white. That makes me uncomfortable to be a person who, like, to know that people were standing aside and like that, like they showed that really well. I thought, like, the cops are on the curb beating the hell out of Bayard, and that fucking asshole guy is just sitting on the bus reading his fucking newspaper. I was like, what an asshole. And then the woman who dropped the N-word, she's sitting there looking, and like you can see the distress on her face, but she didn't do anything to stop it.
Nope. But she was seeing it, at least, so I guess that was quasi
Yeah, it's like,
better.
you know what, bitch, you should be uncomfortable. You are part of the reason that this is happening.
Also, I liked that they had the benign racism where he was trying to basically take furlough at his job, and he's getting paternalized. Oh, I'm protecting you from the outside world. You couldn't possibly, be a person and not a child out there. And so I'm keeping you safe. And that kind of that's the other racism that shows up, that because we usually think about the hate-filled one rather than the love-filled racism. And so it was nice to see them show that to some extent. It felt like the having more about his job was a little off, because I didn't feel like it tied into the story as well as it could have. But having that moment made the whole secondary story inside the office kind of work for me as a result, because I really liked seeing that juxtaposed with the other racisms. Similarly, I didn't think the lover storyline was really that necessary. I mean, he was already...
kind of felt like it was in there because they wanted to make sure we knew that he was homosexual and that he was persecuted for that and that he was scared for that.
But also that he was like actively homosexual and had lovers and had boyfriends that he would take to events, and that he wasn't like super closeted or has pushed that part of him away. Although we
Yeah.
then learn that he's emotionally pushed that part of himself away as an organizer. But
Right.
so yeah, that was the one where I was like, I don't know that it added as much as they thought it did, but
Were they trying to do the love triangle with the pastor and him and what was his name? Tom? The white
sort
guy.
of. Yeah,
Like it kind of
they
like
they were trying to indicate in my opinion, and that's worth nothing, but it seemed like they were going for how relationships can be complex, and for gay men it can be even more complex.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were trying to touch on those pieces and the fact that this was happening in that era. And like there's the younger man, the white man, the black man who's married, and like what kind of relationship and connection can you have with them in that time and place. And they were sort of exploring that a little bit and pointing out that it wasn't just necessarily a fling. There could be the emotional piece as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was one of the points that Tom, the white guy, I think brings up, is like, you care about everybody. And
for a minute I thought they were going to start going collie, but they pulled back.
I thought that was going to happen too, and then I was like, that might be a little much, like to have the intense racism and the homosexuality being so taboo and throwing in polyamory. That would have been interesting though.
Bingo.
All right. Well, we got a quiz coming up here, I guess.
Oh wait, Fred, did you have a thing?
Yeah, Fred.
Yeah, I was just gonna say one last thing. What you said earlier about like why they don't teach Black history, and because it would make white people feel bad. I think the point of all history is to make us feel bad and have an appreciation for that. Like it's the problem is that like we don't, when the whole point of education is to learn how much there is to know, to realize how little you actually learn, right? And how big like life is, and how things move slowly, and whatever. Like, I mean, that's one of the points that they make in the movie, is like, this is only like 50 years old, like that, like since these people were given like basic human rights. And like it's like, that's the weird thing about 50 years. It's both really, really short and really, really long. Like in terms of human history, that's not a lot of time for change to happen. But also when you're like living it, like 50 years is a lifetime. And it's really hard, I'd imagine, to be in Rustin's shoes, where like eventually one day the world's going to bend your way. Like let's all hope, right? Like eventually tolerance will catch up and whatever. But it's like, to be in your lifetime that it's not there yet. It's a really hard, like frustrating thing, I'd imagine, to resolve. And like I thought I took that away from the movie. It's like, man, in another life, in another time, a guy like this could have had a completely different quality of life than he got.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it also stood out that we as a society are reverting back.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to make sure that part of learning the history is to like stop that. And because as we saw, it's not good.
Yeah. And like I said, I think like we'll get there eventually. Like the what did King say about the long arm of justice bends? I don't know. It was optimistic, right? Like we'll get there eventually was the point to it. But it's just like you said, unfortunately, progress isn't linear. Like you learn something and then you should do better, and then you fuck up and fall back, and then you get a little bit better and then you fall back again. So hopefully, there's a way to relearn these lessons for like 2026, because there's too many similarities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. Final thoughts?
See it. Everyone should see it. Mandatory.
Yeah. I'd say watch it, and I give that recommendation to pair it with MLK FBI, because fascinating, just fascinating shit.
Yeah, I think people should watch it, and if they have questions or feel inspired by it, then to go seek out additional materials like that, or books, or just read up on more of the historical figures and the people that have been doing the work, and yeah, it's one of those things that can lead you down an amazing bunny trail of interesting information and history and things that if you don't know about, you should know about, and if you already knew it, maybe you need a reminder.
Yeah.
And I will add this: it's never too late to, learn shit. Like I was, stupid and ignorant for most of my life, but about 10 years ago, I figured out how to learn, and I figured out or how to learn for me, and I took an interest, and now I somewhat know what I'm talking about, or enough to know that I don't.
Enough to be dangerous.
Yeah, to someone, I guess. But yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, it's good to stay open to learning new things and thinking critically about them, and then, critically with affection, talking about them.
Wow, that was well done. But you didn't bring date bots back to Rustin. That would have been.
No. We'll steer clear of that.
You could have
As
said
much
it
as
in
I'd
a
love to
robotic
find a way to
voice.
tie that in, I feel like that is a terrible idea.
Terrible idea. We're not. I do not want to go into a massive rant, so we will avoid this. Instead, we'll say if anyone is actually watching, question mark, you can go to play.blooket.com and then put in the code 883338 and go ahead and join us and see if you can knock Brian out of first place.
One day.
Somebody.
One day, it's gonna happen.
Oh, you knocked him right out of the whole ass
Right?
stream. Looks like.
I mean, I didn't plan on cutting his Wi-Fi this time, but maybe the router decided on its own. Mm.
Okay, I got a fighting
How-
chance if it was just me and Sarah. It would have been a fair fight.
Did
There
you
we go.
what you did with the quiz?
The what?
She made it particularly difficult for me in the way I play.
Good.
Well, I mean, I kind
We'll
of made
see.
it.
That's hilarious. I love it.
We'll see.
Did you tell them what the prize is?
Oh, there's a prize, Sarah?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I didn't know what to draw for this, and everything felt like if I was gonna do a caricature of any of these people, it all felt bad. It all felt wrong. I decided that I'm just going to give away some of the merch that we already have for this. So
Maybe a
I've got
article
definite
sticker?
article stickers like that.
Mhm.
I've got produce cats up the wazoo. I think I even still have some of the Gary the Rotten Avocado. I think I still have a couple of those. I've got a couple of these.
I'd love to see a sticker that has one of the quotes from him.
Yeah, I was
Because
thinking
he
about
has
that.
some good
Ooh, yeah.
cool
Yeah.
quotes.
I liked,
I
that one
paused
right
20
at the
minutes in,
beginning where I've
and I
been
was
called
like-
worse.
Yes,
you-
I've been
Yeah.
called worst. It's Saturday. I've been called worse.
Ooh, that's a good one. I
Yeah.
could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do
Yeah.
that instead.
Nice.
Yeah, because that'll be the drawing shit takes a really long time, and sometimes I rush it because I just don't have very much time. But this I'm really good at. I'm really good at just throwing quotes up on shit, so I can do that one quickly. No
Nice.
problem. So yeah, let's do that.
Love it.
Oh,
Cool.
it could just be not so cold though.
It could be not so cold. All right, let's get our little party started.
Sweet.
People are able to join late if they'd like, but don't pay attention to what's happening on the screen. Just pay attention to the questions getting asked. Because when we talk, it distracts you, and so there's a little bit of a delay, and bad things happen. Ooh, go Sarah.
I was fastest. Weird.
Good luck with the numbers, people. Good luck with the numbers.
God, I'm doing the math now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I like how Blicket shames you by showing everybody who got it wrong too.
Right? Yeah.
Brian, you idiot!
No, I'm in last place.
That's weird too.
I'm gonna need all my faculties to come back.
Sarah's out to a commanding lead.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
confetti when you get it right.
Yeah, isn't that nice? Good little
Whoa.
dopamine hit.
Fun. Ah, shit, I got all excited. Fuck.
Need that to happen 3 or 4 more times.
I'd still beat you though. You're so
It's
so
like-
much slower than
You're in
usual.
a
What's
hole.
happening?
Ooh,
Getting
it wasn't that fast.
demolished.
It's fast, but yeah, you're slipping down the ranks there.
I almost clicked on Hoover by mistake. That would have been
Little known fact about Hoover.
Well, he inspired some feelings, but nonviolence was not really one of them. I maintain the, mothers and grandmothers being the marshals would have also potentially been highly effective.
I mean, you think twice before you hit a little old lady, so
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. It probably would.
I just wouldn't.
I don't know.
You said I was going to say you're saying that now.
That.
Oh, the goal. Oh,
The goal.
and I knew it was wrong too, but I still clicked it because it was. I second guessed the questioner.
Sarah.
I just need
Nice,
to miss
sweetie.
these last 2.
The fuck? What?
No, no, no.
The fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Took me a minute, but. Oh,
Oh.
really?
Yeah, he did all
dickhead.
of that. He did all of
That's
that.
wild.
Wow.
And he
That's
was
so
just like a blip in the movie, but yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, my brain jammed into neutral in that one. Like,
I-
absolutely.
Good, that's what
Ryan,
I was
you
going
got a
for.
chance here, buddy.
I tapped
Well.
it and it didn't take my tap first.
Ah.
I'm gonna blame the equipment because that's what classy folk do.
Mm-hmm. All about the equipment. Hooray! Sarah is our winner.
I win my own sticker that I didn't make.
Hooray!
Not yet.
I'll make it though. I feel like that, like when we get to mega quiz time, like just whoever wins can just win a whole ass sheet of stickers.
Hey,
And
there we
then
go.
cut about yourself too, because I am still, my fucking cricket sucks, man. I need a new one. I need a silhouette. I don't want a cricket anymore. Crickets are dumb.
Amanda and I just got a 25-inch vinyl cutter. Sick.
Nice. I assume that I have the ability, like I want to get something that I can make vinyl stickers, or like make them and cut them out, like a small scale operation. Like I know that I could do that. I just need to find the things, and then I need to know how much I need to buy, how much I need to save up to do it. You know.
I'm curious how good. I haven't started yet, but there are vinyl sheets you can print on that go through a laser laser printer.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm curious how durable they are because, like, I have that.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I do mine are like really nice, but they are still paper at the end of the day. I do print it onto paper, and then I put the cold lamination sheets on top. What the fuck are those called? Like contact paper? I put the good stuff on it, but that's how I do mine, so that they're water resistant, but they are not waterproof.
Yeah. I'll show you one after
Yeah.
the show. Show you what I've
What?
made. I'll show you
Oh.
what I have made after the show because I don't think anybody watching wants to see that.
Not sure anybody's watching. I guess we didn't pick a very exciting topic this week.
The Venn
It's
diagram.
important,
It was
guys.
good.
Yeah, this was a good one. I enjoyed
It's
talking
important
about it.
shit, and yeah, there's been like these are supposed to be true stories told in a dramatic fashion so that you enjoy the story, and oftentimes they miss their mark completely. But I don't think this one
Right?
missed the mark. This one was
No,
like
this did so well. I was
at the
so
beginning I was
impressed.
kind of like, I don't know if I want to watch the rest of this, but like I hung in there, and then by like 15 minutes in I was like, okay, no, this is good.
Yeah.
And it is very fascinating, and it's our history, and you should watch
Absolutely.
it. Like, this is like, if you hate learning history, movies like this are a great way to learn it, because like it's not
100%.
100% perfect, but you know what? I'll take you watching Rustin and learning about the March on Washington any day over you not knowing about that at all.
Exactly.
And it just holds up as a movie. As a like, hey, I want something to entertain me.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. It's a
Really
good
good.
movie. It's genuinely interesting to watch. Not just for its historical value, but just as a movie. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
as
agree.
a glimpse into other cultures and subcultures. And that's always really entertaining and educational.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see other perspectives, and that's actually something that people can do if they're interested in kind of learning more and trying to deconstruct their own biases, is if you go out and on your social media follow people who are not like you. Go follow a bunch of Black creators, go follow a bunch of Native American creators, go follow women creators, etc. And just, you don't interact, you absorb, you watch, you learn, you see the things that are impactful or are part of the culture, and things that are, and it's a very nice way to be able to experience more of how other people are experiencing the world without putting the labor on them to explain why this is this way. Instead, you're just you're getting it in doses, and it's great. I recommend it for everyone.
Good advice.
Yeah, I think I just want to second that too, because like I grew up like a big movie nerd, right? And I always loved Oscar season, especially because that's when I would watch like more sophisticated stuff. And like you said, gives you a chance to get inside other people's heads a bit more, than you do, in your day-to-day life. And it's usually like artists who like have a perspective, and they're there to volunteer it for you and
Yes.
to like share it with you. And like you were saying, the only thing I would add to that, or just second, is just the keep an open mind, while you're doing that, right? Like that's what,
Yeah.
that's why art's there, is for you to like, try on somebody else's perspective for a little bit, and
Mhm.
now that, they've officially declared the war on protein over, I think like maybe like, maybe we can like, declare like or like end the war on empathy, right? And maybe make empathy kind of like a cool thing to do, is kind of try somebody else's perspective out and,
Madness.
frame things that way.
I like it.
Side note to your talk, like your Oscar stuff. Does anybody else find it very, very interesting in a stroke your chin and tilt your head sort of way, that the first year that the Oscar board people are required to watch every movie that they nominate, that Sinners just fucking runs away with it?
Oh,
It's almost like it doesn't really matter who makes the movie as long as it's a good movie. It's almost like it doesn't matter that that it's strong black theme or black history themes. Like, it's almost like it doesn't matter. It can still be a good movie even if you disagree with it, which how do you disagree with that shit? I don't.
It's a hit and miss for that. It is definitely one part good movie, but it's also, who has the best agent smoozing the most to the
Well,
people
yeah, who
voting.
has the most money to throw at these people too?
and it's good timing too for that movie, right? Like it, for like Ryan Coogler's career, and like, where he's at, where like, I think it may get a little bit more praise because people might be, at that point where they're willing to give him kind of the cumulative body of work Oscar, that like
Yeah.
Scorsese and some of those guys get, that, where it's
Yeah.
like everything he does is really good. So we'll just kind of give him one for this one.
Okay,
It
I have to admit
makes me mad
something.
that there's
I
so
haven't seen
many.
it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Really? Okay,
What's
you
it
guys
about?
you guys should watch it. It's about
I assume it's
about-
religious.
it's about two brothers who open a dance hall.
Okay, I'm in.
And
That seems
other stuff. And other
grossly
stuff.
oversimplified.
Oh yeah,
what
no,
I-
I absolutely saw the box and the little stick that was holding it up.
Yeah, I will say that it's a shame that this movie was released in the year that it was released. We had so many shitty movies. Like 2025 was a shitty movie year, and that movie would have still kicked the pants off of a good movie year. It would have. It's a good movie, and it would have still done extremely well had it had better competition, and that pisses me off. It's almost like, oh, we let you win, right? It's no, this is a good movie and it deserves all the accolades that it gets. It sucks, man. It
You
sucks that it didn't go up
Kung
against
Fu
better movies.
Panda 7.
Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. You do want a strong contender year, don't you? So that you can showcase that you're the
Yeah,
best of the
It's a-
best and not just
Right.
better than
I'll
those.
tell you what, though, the buzzy movie is going into this is not Sinners. The one that I'm hearing has momentum is
that
Marty
one battle
Supreme.
after another.
No, One Battle After Another is shit. I don't know why it's getting so much fanfare.
I have not seen it
it's-
yet. I keep hearing about it, but I was like, it's got Leonardo DiCaprio in it. I don't want to watch it. I'm sick of that guy.
I'm really sick of him,
not a
and
good actor.
I'm a huge fan of Leo over his like career. Like a lot
Yeah.
of his roles are like really dear to me.
Yeah, he's an amazing actor.
The
But
last
like,
like 4 have not been good.
yeah, can we just yeah, like he's at that point where he's Adam Sandlering his, like they'll just let him do whatever the fuck he wants now. And he wants to do some shitty roles, I guess.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. We should probably end this show. We're
We're
we
rather
put an
over.
hour in, it's fine.
I
So,
have something on
um,
my detours list.
Sarah, what are we watching next week?
Next week we are watching we're watching her.
Her.
We're watching
Oh.
her.
Oh,
Wow,
it's
out
the
of
start
context,
of-
that sentence sounds
Yeah.
terrible.
Oh yeah, no, super terrible.
We're watching
We're
the
watching
movie.
her.
But also that means it's going to be February? Question
It
mark.
does.
Oh,
It's
God.
gonna be February. It's gonna be February 2nd, and then
Yo, how
and
did
then
that
February-
happen?
I know, right? Usually January lasts 5 years, right? And then
Yeah.
February's gone in a second.
Mhm.
And this year January went really fast. I don't know what happened. I don't
All right.
like it.
So we'll be entering the February month of Human Robot Love in
Yes.
celebration of DateBots. And so
It's a
her will
bunch
be
of
the
love
first movie kicking
stories.
that off. And we will be very critically with affection talking about a lot of these.
I am excited. This is I don't want to call it like a bad movie month. It's like this. We got a couple of B movies on the list here. I don't think that
They're
anybody
niche.
finalized our list here, but like I'm fairly happy with what it looks like already.
I think it's
Um,
okay. And I'm perfectly happy if we want to bump out the almost B, almost C movie that I put on there for funsies. So
I do think that maybe I want to cover Metropolis because
yeah.
that is it's an older anime and it sounds really good. I have not seen it all the way through, so I was like, oh, this is a perfect excuse to watch it all the way through. And it's probably gonna fuck me up from what I understand and what I remember from seeing the first part of it. Yeah, I kind of want to put that one on there. If anybody watched this far into this, you can tell us what you think we should do. Should we do Metropolis or should we do the Almost C movie, which I don't even remember the name of?
Cherry 2000.
Cherry 2000. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, like the name alone,
SUAF.
right? It sounds like it was a 1985 high school slice of life thing.
I mean, but it is actually a sex bot human love story.
So like it's the closest to what we're talking about.
Pretty
with
much.
the-
Are you doing weird science at all?
Oh my god, I forgot about weird
Classic.
science. I forgot about weird science.
I didn't qualify it because it wasn't actually like a love story between.
Is she,
No,
a,
it's
is she
not.
a magician? Is she a magic person? She's not a robot, is she? Is she a robot?
She's a toy that was Frankenstein to life with a computer program.
So she's
Mm.
kind of like a robot. But not.
Yeah. So the
There's
reality
a lot of
there's
magic there too. Like
I only bring it up. I haven't seen it in like 20 years, and I'm just curious if it holds up. I haven't seen it. I've been meaning to. Just out
you're
of
curious
curiosity.
about
Thinking
movies
about
of the
imagine
80s.
how a
I feel
movie
like
like that
there's
is
something
aged.
in that for like the weird science and the like a couple of the other cheesy science-ish movies that came out in that era. Like that would be a little good marathon run of cheesy movies. like Real Genius.
Maybe we. Oh
Yes.
god. Okay, don't be hating on Real Genius. I fucking
Yes.
love Real Genius.
Oh,
That is
we
such a
can
piece of
like it,
shit
but
movie. I love
also
it.
critically with affection talk about it.
I acknowledge that most of the movies that I love are garbage. I would not do this show if I was unwilling to acknowledge that most of the movies are garbage. And like you if you try hard enough, you can rip any movie to garbage. You can make any movie
Oh yeah,
turn
absolutely.
into a piece of shit if you try hard enough.
We
Like
can.
Rustin, amazing movie. You could absolutely tear that thing to shreds if you wanted to, because it's a movie. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
it is a movie.
Yeah. No, you can absolutely go down rabbit holes to tear things apart more if needed. But it's all about the creators are making something, and we respect that piece. And if it doesn't, it may not be the right one for you, but it's the right one for someone else. And sometimes the criticism can seem like we're trying to yuck someone's yum, but that's never really the intention.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should be less harsh, but like, that's half the fun of doing the show. But I will say that after Fred, and particularly after Aaron, like, we gotta warn people that we're gonna fuck up their shit.
Yeah.
It didn't really occur to me until it happened. And then like it happened. The reason that Aaron's really struck me was because Fred's the one that was like, you were like, I was so blindsided, or whatever, however you worded it. You worded it like, and I was like, oh, you know what? That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
warn people.
Everyone should be in on
something
it
you love
together,
too much.
not suddenly.
It's just funny because like I love Aaron. He's such a nice guy, and I can just imagine him being like so upset about it afterwards. Like he's going around kicking himself. He's like, thought they would have liked that one, son of a bitch.
Well, in Aaron's defense, he did not really like select that one. I was just like, oh, this one off your list. I recognize that name. Let's do that one. So, yeah. But like, it is a good opportunity to show, like, of the things that we say that are bad about that movie. It's a good opportunity to showcase why his story's better than that.
Yeah.
Because like the character development,
He has it.
I've read some of his work before. Like he's good at that. So like
Yeah.
we're gonna care about the characters a little more than we cared about Event Horizon's characters. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know if we should strictly, like, if I say we should definitely be less mean to movies, but
Guys,
we
I think
definitely need to warn people.
It's what makes it fun. It's like I like that like shot in the face. Like, why is it good? And you have to be like, you should be able to come on here and articulate at least a little bit about what you like about. You know,
I think you might be I'm pretty sure that Amanda was the one that asked you that, and I think you might be the first person that she was like legitimately like, why is this movie good? Like,
I think you might have been that frustrated
point
with
blank
me at that point. I don't know if it was the movie or me, but something, you know.
Oh no, it was the movie. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's so amazing." I'm like, how? Why? Please tell me more about your perspective so that I can appreciate your appreciation.
Well, the interesting
I like
thing I
that
thought
movie
about
because
it.
it's avant-garde. But I can appreciate all the
bad.
problematic points.
The thing I liked about your criticism is like usually if you give that to like somebody on like any other movie that they've seen, they could at least fall back on like, well, it looked pretty and it was in focus, but Clerks looks like shit. So it's like you really have to find something to defend in that movie. Like it's
It also, I think, helps people push a little bit past the nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, I really love this movie because when I was a kid, it came out and it was popular, and I love it, and I've loved it ever since." I was like, "That's good," but when we look at it now and backwards, that movie is maybe not so good.
Yeah. You can do two things at once. You can
Absolutely.
walk and chew gum at the same time. Like,
and
Well, just
you
like
can
I said,
have
like,
nostalgia love it, but it's
You can-
not harmful to look at the current day problems as well.
yeah, you can love a movie and still acknowledge it's garbage. I do it all the time.
Oh yeah, no, I have whole slews of movies that I like that are absolute trash, and that's
Yeah,
fine.
they're just shit. Like, I fucking love the Gummy Bears. Have you seen any episodes of Gummy Bears lately? They're so bad. I had
I'm
no
sorry?
idea.
The
When were
Gummy
Gummy Bears
Bears TV show?
It's a TV show from
Did
the
they
80s.
reboot it?
No.
Oh, okay,
No,
then-
I watched original stuff from the 80s.
yeah, no, that did
They're
not
so
hold up
bad.
well in some
Teenage
ways.
so
Mutant
bad.
Ninja Turtles
Yeah.
is horrible. I
Oh, God.
loved that
I
show.
can only imagine.
I
Spider-Man from the
lived for
90s.
that
Oh,
show.
yeah. Oh man. Oh
Oh yeah, there's all that.
childhood trauma.
Although
I like Spider-Man from the '90s still.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love Spider-Man from the
recall that
90s.
one
I
being
just was
good,
like,
too.
you can't
X-Men.
watch it
We
now.
watched
You
Gargoyle.
can't
X-Men.
watch it with your
They
adult
came out right
2026
before they came
eyes
out
and
with
go,
X-Men '97. Man, it's good.
Yeah,
97's good.
Do we
The
think
old stuff.
Gargoyles held up well?
I've never seen Gargoyles, and I've always meant to.
Yeah.
I had trouble with that one because it's episode, or it's sequential, and I can't watch.
I saw
sequence on
somebody
broadcast TV.
somebody on the internet was like, if Gargoyles had been made today, it would be too woke. And I was like,
That
please
makes me
think
want to
really hard
watch it.
about- please think very hard about what you just said, because no, it was always woke, you dipshit. Like,
Yeah.
if it was remade exactly the way it is today, it would be exactly the same, and that means it was woke in the 90s. You
Yeah.
big dumb.
That's how I
stupid
get every
head.
time they want to say that the Star Trek or superhero comics are getting too woke,
Star
especially
Trek.
X-Men. It's
Woke
like,
X-Men.
did you
Does
really
anybody-
read those?
Like, you don't even need to read the originals. Watch the fucking the movie with with
Any
Ian
of them.
McKellen. Like, come on, they all say the same shit. You
Mhm.
just pay attention. Oh, anyway, we gotta go.
We
We
gotta
gotta
go.
go.
We
Sorry,
bunny
get back.
trailed.
We're gonna watch Burr next week. Go follow the pre-lunch for Datebots. Go read Fisticuffs.
Digital rewards coming out this week. I know I said it last week, but it's
I
coming
just filled out my
now.
survey earlier, like right
I
before
saw
we
you
got
did.
to.
I saw you did right before we started.
Yeah, I was like, well, while I'm here at the computer, I might as well take care of that.
Yeah, I'm
Buzz.
excited though. It looks great. Very excited to share it with everybody.
Yes, awesome. I mean, that's the thing about Stan's art. You gotta like it. He's
the
kind of in a
greatest.
class of his own, isn't he?
He's
Just so good. All right, let's go for real, and we'll see you guys next week. And then put a pin in your schedule for Tuesday too, because we're gonna have a Datebots launch party. So
Cool.
that'll be fun, right? So yeah, I think we're good. We're done. All right, bye everybody.
Bye.